Monry, Monry, Monry.
Dr. Lekelefa, you are highly welcome in the United States Muokang Palace. Have a seat.
Thank you so much, Monry. It's such a pleasure to be in this magnificent palace with so much traditional regalias and statues that represent a lot of culture and tradition. I'm so impressed to have had the opportunity to be here. Thank you very much for this privilege to interview you about your kingdom.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for coming, and thank you for even concealing the idea, because tradition today is disappearing.
Exactly.
So we have people like you who have studied all over the world and having the highest level of education, recognizing the power and interest of tradition, and now coming to record it for our kids, especially those born here, that goes from just once in a while, they will have something to be able to see and refer to. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. Dear viewers, this is a very, very special interview taking place here in the United States at the Muokang Palace in the USA. I have the honor and the distinguished privilege to interview Chief Bajon Bihai III. He's the Gweju Batifo. I hope I'm doing it well.
Yeah, right. Yes, yes.
So,
Gweju Batifo of the Kingdom of Babongo.
Kingdom of Bangbogo. Dear viewers, this is a very, very important interview because it portrays the interest that the Chumbonga Lekelefak Institute of Research, Documentation, Language and Culture has. You know, this is an NGO which I established in the United States to promote culture, languages, documentation, and they have documentation, languages, culture, and therefore and research.
Research. Okay.
So in order for you to know about something, you need to research, and that's why I'm here, because I would like to be very, very sincere. I've been so impressed by our highly distinguished Monui. I've been following up on social media, and he's always in his regalia, traditional regalia, even in the United States. So I was so touched by this. This is the first time I'm meeting him in person. For our viewers to know how important the media is, you know, media can also be good. I was in Germany, and I've been following him up for a long time. I was just used to admire his, you know, he's a student of culture. I want my viewers to know how I came here. I came here through social media, having admired your dedication to culture, in promoting culture, you know, and being a custodian. You didn't come to the United States and change. You made sure you promoted the culture, and that's why I'm here today. Thank you very much for that powerful impact which you made on me as a person, because I am also a lover of culture. Okay, so that's why I'm here today. And in order for us to continue, I would like our viewers to know that our Chief Bajon Bihai III is the second in command in Babongo, in the cultural and traditional setup. So during this interview, we are going to understand better about the Babongo people and their culture. But before we understand the culture, it's important to understand it's important to get to know the person we are talking to. And Chief Bajon, my dear viewers, I'm going to be calling you Monui because there's a traditional respect. Monui, could you please tell us a bit about yourself?
Thank
Where
you.
were you born and your
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Yes.
I am really thrilled. I'm amazed. I thank you very much. Again and again, people will keep asking, why am I thanking you so much? I'm thanking you so much because you are doing something out of passion, but something that is going to live forever.
Exactly.
Something that is going to help. For instance, many people, some were calling me imposters,
Okay.
some were calling me fake chief, some were calling me all kinds of names.
Okay.
Why? Because my father, for all his time that he lived in this world, my father lacked 1 year to be 100 years.
Oh, wow.
He passed away October 1999.
Okay.
If he had lived up to the end of that year, he could have been 100 years. And this 2001, that's when my father left.
Yes.
My father, they don't say he passed away, they say he disappeared.
Yes.
In my culture,
Okay.
which is precisely October 2001. So to talk about myself, I'm called Chief Bajon Bihai III.
Okay.
I succeeded or took over my father when he transited or disappeared to meet our ancestors in 2001, and I go by Bihai III because there was Bihai the First. Bihai the First was the founder of one of the founders of the Kingdom of Babongo.
Okay.
The Kingdom of Babongo is founded by seven people. Out of these seven people, Bihai the First was number two, and number one was King Dofwan, who was the founder at that time. And it just happened that at this time we have King Dofwan the Third, and we also have we have Chief Bihai the Third. So it's like Babongo is recreating itself at this time of history. Wow. So I am one of those who are like you, preserving and protecting the culture of the Kingdom of Babongo, to make sure that what Babongo has should never ever go anywhere. Because of course many people will ask, we know Babongo is a dualism, and some people say we know Babongo is the kingdom of three kings, the only kingdom in the world of three kings, but pronounced mostly by the dualistic nature of the first in command, the paramount ruler, and the second in command.
Yes. Thank you very much for that introduction. Before we continue, I see an important notable here. Could you briefly tell me who he is?
Yeah, I would prefer that my notable introduce himself, so that the whole world should actually know we are preserving the culture. If I have to say everything by myself, then it means that the Kingdom of Babongo is me. No, it's not me. It's us. It's everybody. So, Chiofi, can you introduce yourself?
Thank you, Mouni. Thank you. Thank you, sir, Prof. Doctor. My name is Chiofi Fuambolo, one international of Equitoba. It's very long.
Okay.
Yes. My father is called Mumaba. Mumaba means the person that is coronated after he's coronated to take care of the inner core of the Muokang palace. And by birth, I'm having my own entitlement. For example, if the Babongo people are doing their recruitment for introduction to the secret society, they can't touch me until my father or him give a green light. So that's my position. I work in the palace. You have seen my own publication. Yeah. I'm a teacher by profession. Okay. I came to the United States a few years ago, and I have decided to keep the tradition just like my grandfather here is doing. Wow. So basically, that's in a little introduction of who I am.
Oh, thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
For that powerful, I'm so impressed that you are keeping that spirit of protecting the culture and trying to manifest it. No? Not only manifest, identifying it in this part of the world.
Yeah, it's not
Monwe. Tell us more about yourself. Where were you born? Where did you go to school?
Thank you very much.
Please.
I was born on the 1st of June 1966 in the Kingdom of Babongo itself. And I went to primary school in St. Mary Catholic School, Muokang, Babongo. I went to St. James College of Commerce, which was at that time, but now they have transformed it to be St. Mary, but it was St. James College. I went to high school in Lycée de Limbe, that's Limbe, GHS Limbe. In those days, we were one of those first batches when the school was created, because we went to school in the PWD area, right down there in Down Beach, but now the school is right up here. Then I went to the University of Yaoundé, where since my father had actually been drilling all of us to be administratively inclined, he advised that we should go that way. So I read administrative law, and I have a first degree in the administrative law, what they call droit administratif in in Cameroon, but here in the United States, actually called government.
Okay.
And thereafter, I couldn't find a job right away,
Yes.
so I engaged myself in trying to have a living,
I see.
since we have been taught to work hard from the starting. So
Okay.
I created a small photographic business that generated to so much so that I become so famous, and I was a private photographer to the then Prime Minister Simon Achidiachu. And because of being his private photographer, the whole of the ministerial board, his whole cabinet,
Yeah.
they were taking me to
different places.
Yes, to different places, take pictures to them. And at one point, when my father came to Yaoundé to receive Prime Minister Achidachu when he was met Prime Minister, because his first wife, my father is actually the one who received the dowry. The dowry was supposed to be received by one of the queens, like my father's queen, but women don't receive dowry back home. So now it has to be my father.
Yes.
So when my father came to crown him, to give him a crown for what the government has done for him, my father took me to him and he asked me, he said, I've been seeing you taking all these pictures here with me, very good pictures, but I didn't know who you were. He asked me, what do I want to do? I said, I want to go to NAM. He said, okay, go and study. He gave me the outline, advised me how to study for NAM. But when the opportunity came out, when the United States was hosting the World Cup of Soccer, because of
which year was that?
That was 1994.
Okay.
And they were selecting people who were going to cover the occasion.
Yes.
So they selected me like the photographer for the Indomitable Lion.
Wow.
So I came to the United States with the Indomitable Lion and I actually covered the event. I
Wow.
took very good pictures, went back home.
Okay.
So while I was home, I looked at my passport one day. After a while, I said, I saw B1, B2 multiple. So
Yes.
my visa was a year. I
Okay.
said, what? I can do that for a year. I didn't come back to the United States. So I came back here, and since I've always had ambition,
Yes.
I wanted to go to EMIR, School of Administration and School of Military Academy.
Okay.
I wanted to be a military, but in administrative side.
Okay.
But I didn't succeed to stay in Cameroon to go to NAM and go to EMIR. So since I'm here, I decided to try my way into the United States military. And I found myself into the army, where I served until 2002. I had to leave when I was crowned the chief. Crowned the chief, I look at the military part of it, I look at what I have to be doing, and I have to take orders. They can send me anywhere, anytime, but I have to be home to take care of the event, the activities of the graduate Batifon. Okay, I have to be home, so I had to get out
So
of
the
the
graduate
military.
Batifo is the combination?
You want to answer?
The graduate Batifon is the second commander's honorary title of mine, which means the Ngumba Obabungo.
Okay.
Graduate Batifon. Batifon.
T4.
Yes.
I see. Thank you.
Yes.
Let me help you.
Please.
The Batifon is
Yeah.
like the head of the Supreme Sacred Society of the community, which is the Tifon. That's why you see Batifon.
T4. I
Yes.
see.
That's, yeah. Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, so I had to leave the military in 2002.
Wow, from
Since
the United States.
Yeah, from the United States.
Was
Since I
that
took-
serious?
Yeah, so since I took over in 2001, and I realized that I struggled with the two, I saw it was not going, so I had to leave
Okay.
because I spend most of my time home. I'm always home. I'm going, I'm going, I'm coming. But now I'm struggling to finish everything so I can go back home one time. Because one, I realized that most of our culture was disappearing, and realized that our museum was not set up, so I had to do everything to put all these things together. So but finally, I think I might be done by the end of this year. So I'll be home permanently. They come and visit here instead of being here
And
to visit in Cameroon.
that's impressive. Now I'm so touched by the museum you're talking about.
Yes.
That you're trying to preserve the culture. So tell us more about this project you have back home.
Yes, the museum is called the Muokang Palace Museum of Bongo Heritage.
Okay.
When you enter the Muokang Palace Museum of Bongo Heritage, it's actually huge. It has everything about Bongo from the incipient, from the start to today. It has it there. And when you just walk inside from the start, how Babongo started, everything, even the most little dot is there.
Wow.
Why? Because
impressive.
Muokang Palace is very important. We have the Babongo Royal Palace, but Muokang Palace is very important because that's the founding ground, and it has never moved. It has all the rituals, all the shrines, everything important about Babongo is found in Muokang Palace. So I have to preserve it. So the museum, Babongo Muokang Palace Museum of Ongo Heritage, is one of the greatest museum of the entire Africa.
Exactly.
But this is not known because no one is actually pushing this. Because when you go there, they span, it's not just the structure where you go in there, you see the artifacts like this one. No.
Yes.
It has a royal castle. That royal castle is not found anywhere in the world. You will see it, and it was built with bamboos.
Okay.
With bamboos, we're not talking of Indian bamboos. We're talking of regular bamboos, and it's been there for centuries. It's standing there, and people are wondering how this structure built with bamboo was standing there for centuries. It's roofed with grass.
Okay.
They're wondering how this is, and it's span. Even the smallest dot, like the gods, because they have so many gods that they preserve, they are there. The shrines are there. The shrine of the mother of the dynasty, the mother that delivered the paramount ruler,
Yes.
myself and Fuanju, is there. And the shrine that have the sheep,
Okay.
the goat, they call it the lamb, but that's the sheep, that the black sheep that brought the Babongo people where they are.
Okay.
It ended there, it got rested there, and at the end, passed the soul, they built a shrine for him, and I watch him like one of the chiefs, one of the leaders, because he's the one who brought the people there.
Okay.
The shrine is there. And then they have the only sacred forest, the only real sacred forest in Babongo is there.
Still there.
They call it Kaibo.
Okay.
And that's where Bihai the First
Yes.
and Bihai the Third, Bihai the First, that's where he is. Up on all the 7 Babongo founders,
Yes.
he's the only one that did not actually die and was buried. Nobody have his corpse anywhere that he was buried or his grave. No, he disappeared in that sacred forest.
Okay.
And where everybody was crying, he came back. So when he came back, this is a replica, because I cannot take this. I cannot take the original staff of authority from Babongo.
It must be there.
It must be there. So I did a replica so I can bring it here.
Okay.
So when he came back with this, with that original,
Yes.
and told them that if they don't see him again, they should stop crying. He talked to them, be with them for some few days, and say, if you don't see me again, no crying. Anyway, you go and see this in the forest, you make a shrine there. You know that that's where I am. And I'm telling you, if you go there, you will see wonders. You will know that this is our ancestors. They don't joke. So he went back there. He's the only one. Every other person left. Died. And they could see him. They could bury him.
But his corpse was not
Yeah,
found.
and he could come back and talk to the people, and go and come back and talk to the people.
That's impressive.
Yes.
I'm so touched by that.
Yes.
And I just feel like going to that museum tomorrow. But
Yes.
where is it located?
It
I know
is-
many of our viewers will be wondering, where is Babongo located? Can you tell us, how can you get there from the United States?
As a matter of fact, Chief, can you answer that? That would be
Okay.
better.
Babongo is located, let me start from the smaller dimensions. Babongo is located in Ndap, Ngokutunja Division,
Okay.
one of the 13 villages, and it is specifically on the Bamenda Ring Road,
Oh,
about 27 kilometers from Bamenda,
yes.
about 6 kilometers from Ndap Central.
Oh,
So getting to Babongo from the United States, you need to fly either to Yaoundé, Simaleng, or to Douala
Douala.
International Airport, get a bus
yes.
for
To
Bamenda, and then from Bamenda you get a bus
To Ndap.
to Ndap, and then
Okay.
from Ndap you get a car to
To-
Babongo.
Okay.
Yeah, easier to get there, just say St. Mary Catholic School.
It's still there, that Kali school.
Yes,
Yes.
St. Mary Catholic School,
Interesting.
Muokang, Babongo. Once you
Okay.
stop there, you'll be led to the Muokang Palace Museum of Bongo Heritage.
Wow. Thank you very much for that lucid, for that outstandingly lucid explanation.
Thank you.
It's so clear now to get there. I'm so grateful. Before we continue, I'm so impressed that you are here with a notable. To me, it touches me so much. It shows that you are not a dictator. It shows that you are a man of the community, that you work with others. I'm so touched by that. And I would like to know more about his function of the notable.
Doctor, I'm so, like, what I say is,
Yes.
it's hard to see people like you. And let us always pray that God should give Cameroon more people like you. So, Chife, can you answer your question?
Well, here in the United States, my functions is a little bit difficult for me,
Okay.
because I'm supposed to be doing the job of a notable.
Okay.
The notables are there to do diplomatic missions for the chief. I'm here to coordinate things like the museum and actually documenting facts for the palace, trying to preserve the culture like you saw the book I wrote. I'm supposed to also help in aligning the kids to understand. In the village, I'll probably not be involved in that. I'll probably be involved in resolving community issues like injustices on land dispute, family issues, and then going on missions for the chief and all that. But since I'm here in the United States, I'm coordinating my function as a notable, a retainer, and a mumma. It's three. So sometimes I have to come to do things that is supposed to be done by a retainer. Retainers are people that will bring his drink, will carry it back somewhere, will do certain things within the palace. But my major function is within and out the palace on very salient cultural issues, like if we have a cultural festival and stuff like that. So it's here is combining two, but on the global scale. He could send me to represent him somewhere.
Yes.
He could ask me to document something. He could tell me to coordinate a cultural event, to lead a cultural dance or an expedition or something as a notable.
Thank you very much for that answer.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed by, I'm learning a lot today. So Monwe, I'm very, very interested in the origin of the Babungo people. In a nutshell.
Yes, Dr. Lekelefa.
And I was so
George.
touched that they are saying which means one family. I was so touched by that.
Yes. So, Dr. Lekelefa George, just like you study in the seminary,
yes.
And you proceeded to Germany to study theology, become a doctor, and here and teaching Spanish that people will be surprised. It's the same like you are asking the origin of the Babungo people.
Yes.
That's exactly what it is.
Exactly.
Yes.
I want to know how they came about.
Okay. The Babungo people are considered to have come from Ndo. They have come from Ndo. They call them, well, we came from Ndo. That we came, the Ndo that they say we come from.
Yes. Right
now, nobody has been able to straight exactly the source where we came from. But spiritually, the Babungo people discover themselves in one area, which is a waterfall called Fogai.
Which is found in Cameroon.
In Babungo.
Oh, in Babungo.
Yes. And this is towards the midway between Oku and Baba at the frontier of Babungo. The frontier of Babungo between midway Baba and Oku.
Yeah.
So they discover themselves, that's where they discover themselves coming out. They saw themselves walking out of that water, walking out of the stream. That's where they actually discovered themselves and led by this ship. And they were 7 in number. Who were they? You have their mother, which is Mange, Empress Mange.
Yeah.
Empress Mange have 3 sons. The first being Fuanju. The second being Bihai, which is Father Bihai the first. The third being Ndofuan, the first. And then the 4th child that they have, that he has is a girl, Princess Fanui. Princess Fanui, that was the 4th. Then they had the person that was designated to actually be the king of Babungo. His name was Tifuan. Yes, his name was Tifuan. Then they also have one retainer who was the retainer of this royal family. And Tifuan was from a different mother and didn't have a brother, didn't have a sister. So Tifuan now was there, supposed to be the king from our origin. And Songo being the retainer, when they got out, they discovered that they forgot fire. They were gone and they forgot fire. So they send the returner.
Yeah.
Of course, they always send returner, which is like a chinda.
And
Most people call chinda.
Yes.
Okay, to go and tell the
Yeah,
god
we-
of that waterfall that we have forgot fire. Okay, they were being led by a black sheep. So they waited so he can go back there. Went back there, and there he was blessed with a certain back which is called Babungo. This is one of the sacredness of Babungo. And I'm going to make sure you get some of the pictures when you see like hold one end, it's like a rope, but you have skulls there, you have all those things there, very sacred. I hold one end from the back, and the paramount ruler, which is the king, goes the front, and we have matches like that one.
Okay.
And when we go and we get to a certain point, I will ask that, okay, let's divide this.
Yeah.
So you have your own section. I have my own section. I will say no. No one will say no. Let's share. Let's rule together. We cannot divide it, because dividing it means dividing Babongo.
Okay.
Then we get to a certain point. He will do the same thing with the colonists. Can we divide this so you can have your own share of Babongo? I will say no. We cannot divide. We have to rule together. Babongo can never be divided. Babongo has to be one. They call it the Babongo leaf. It means nobody can ever lose it. You lose it, you're never going to survive. So we must be together. There's no way they can say this is let's divide this place.
Like
you have your own say. Yes. So as they descended, they finally had that special juju, that was special bag that was given.
Okay.
And they came back now with it. That bag lives in Songo's place, in that Eternal's place.
Yeah.
That's where it has to be. Then when they descended the hill from the waterfall, there's the Monsignor brother.
Yeah.
He loved the place.
Okay.
He loved it. He saw the
beauty.
area. It was beauty, very fertile. He said, "Can I stay here?" They said, "Okay, no problem." They buried him in a palace there,
Okay.
and named him Fuanjo. Fuan means king.
Exactly.
Njo means the area where his name king there.
Oh.
So the Babungo people coming, 7 of them, put him right there, built a palace for him there, and they put 3 firestones there.
Okay.
And so these 3 firestones represent 3 of us, the 3 brothers, which is the Ba, the Fuan, and the Fuanje.
Okay.
They build it. You go there now, you will see the 3 firestones. He's standing right
Yeah.
in front of Fuanje's place. And they make him king of Manje. Fuanje means king.
Okay.
Okay, because they say, we don't know if we're ever going to meet again. We don't know if we're going to ever meet. So we are going to continue. So you stay here and rule here.
Okay.
So he stayed there, and then they continue. Then they came to where they are now, which is Muokang.
Yeah.
And when they came there, the first palace they built was called the Palace. And that's where the first king, King Dofon the first, settled there. His shrine is there. It's in Muokang. That's how Muokang is very important to Babongo, because everything important about Babongo is in Muokang.
There.
Yeah, the shrine is there.
Wow.
The shrine of King Dofon the first, the very first
The first king.
Yes, we have King Dofon the ruling now, but the King Dofon the shrine is there. So they stay there. Then the Vegetative one, which is the back, which is me, the second in command, the ship continue, since it's already designed that it should go and continue. So he continue and come to where you have Muokang Palace now. That's where the ship finally settled that. I'm not going over here again. He finally settled there, so they built the Muokang Palace over there. And then the ship settled there, and they died there. They built a shrine. The shrine of the black sheep is right there. And then and on their way where they were coming,
Yes.
they have, this is, like I said, this is replica.
Yes.
The Gwejiba, they call him Gweji because it's a road opener. He's the one who stood in front, because he was so powerful, so strong. And he also have his machete and everything. He's going and everybody's following.
Okay.
Which means in case of anything, he will finish it before anybody else. Or if it's a place to play, he will play and everybody follow. So if he, as he keep going, he has to be putting this. Anywhere he put this and don't hear the sound. If you don't hear the sound, it means they cannot continue. He will turn this way. If they don't hear the sound, he will